Hello, good morning, afternoon and evening, and you are listening or watching the Needham Market Women's podcast. This is our second ever episode, and I am joined by our reserve team skipper and CDM Amy Trenter and left back Megan Stock. Woohoo! How do you guys feel to be on today? I mean, we're still in lockdown, but we have just had the news that we're going to be returning to football very shortly. Fingers crossed it won't be too much longer. So how have you guys been keeping? Trent, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's great news, isn't it? I mean, less than a month potentially. Oh no, a little bit more than a month, sorry. And we could be back trading, which is obviously something really excellent to aim for. But yeah, really good. The weather's been great today. I don't know about you guys, but it was nice to go outside and get some sunshine. It's hopefully optimistic for the next few months.
Yeah, good. I like how you said just under a month. I was like, not quite, but I mean, I wish it was just under a month, Trent.
Wishful thinking on my part, perhaps, but
I like it. I like it.
Either, Trent. I feel like we might get caught with that. 20 hours training in a field might be a bit.
Yeah,
bit obsessive. But how have you been keeping?
Yeah, all good. Sort of strange times we're in for everyone. It's not been easy, but to be fair, I've been lucky. I've been able to work pretty well through it. All being, it's had some tricky times to say the least. We've been for a lot of crap, but we've pulled through and we're still able to work. So we've got, I can say as a bonus, I used to have a lot of customers as well, so I get to speak to a lot of different people every day. So I'd class myself as one of the lucky ones. I'm not stuck inside working at home, but it's still not the same when you've got nothing to really look forward to on a weekend. So definitely after hearing the announcement last night, at least we've got things to aim for now. We've got football to look forward to, is one of the first things coming. And then after that, being able to see a few more people, and then that's just going to, I think that's going to help a lot of people massively, just knowing that there's now things to look forward to rather than how much longer are we in this lockdown for. So yeah, definitely optimistic about the future now. Nice to see that there's things in the horizon.
Good. And just to clarify that Stocky has her own business serving coffees and homemade bakes. She travels around in a van, and everything that she does is social distance. And so she is open because she is she does serve food and drink. Just clarifying that out now. Anyway,
she also comes to my house every Friday and makes my Friday afternoon. So 100% endorsement for the coffee caddy right there.
I have to keep spirits up in the Needham Market team.
No, fair play, mate. Okay, so we're going to kick off this podcast with a game that I like to call Match Time. Have you got your whiteboards or notebooks ready?
Yeah, we do.
Good.
Excellent. So you have to match your answers. You get 3 questions each about each other, and you have to match what is on your notebook or your whiteboard in order to get a point. That is literally the game. No arguments. I give the points out. So if I feel nice, I'll give you a point. If I don't, tough. Really? Are we ready?
Terrible if we don't do well, because we're actually really close mates. So
I know. I'm going to be really embarrassed if we do badly.
This is more like a Mr. and Mrs. than anything else.
It is a little bit, but
Great. I love how you said no arguments, because that is directly pointed at Megan Stock, who every single time, even at training or during games, will call for a throw-in, even if she has kicked the ball out into touch.
Don't ask, don't get, Stock.
That is Stocky's rule. Don't ask, don't get.
Okay, are we ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Ready? So, Trenta, this question comes to you first. So you've got to write down, remember Stocky, you've got to write down the answer as well. What was the last bake Stocky made during lockdown? You've got 5 seconds to write it down. Come on. Once you have written it down, please show the camera so we know there's no cheating. What we want to do is we want to get Trenta just to show it just before Stocky. Come on, and show. What have we got? Do they match? Milky bar cheesecake.
Oh, it was a peanut chocolate.
That was the one just before the peanut and chocolate.
Oh, I was convinced. I remember having discussion about it.
I feel like I point to the fact that there was still cheesecake, although
Yeah,
I
I think
it is a
cheesecake
recurring theme,
counts,
but
right?
that seems to be the only bake I do.
So I'm sorry, Trent, that's no point, mate. No point. Zero.
That's
I actually thought you were going to get that one. Okay,
Yeah.
Stocky, second question's coming to you, mate.
Okay.
It's a little bit trickier, so I feel like we're going to go downhill from here. How many years has Trenter been playing football for?
I mean, don't know that one.
I don't even know that one.
I mean, all you got to do is match your answers. I don't even know the answer to that one, so you just got to match your answers. But remember, it's been quite a long time because we've played through Trent. Trent's played with my older sister. She's also played all throughout university, so it's been a while. It's been a while.
And I'm old. I was waiting for the segue.
Come on then, Stocky.
Hold on, I've got to work this out, mate.
No, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me your answers, girls. 19 years. Oh!
So close.
I worked out
now. I mean, yours might be right, to be fair. So I worked from age 10, and I'm.
Because I remember saying I started when I was 7, and you went, "Oh, I must have started a year after."
Yeah, something like that. I know it was sort of primary school. I don't know.
Girls, the answers didn't match. And that's the whole point of the game. But I mean, 18 or 19 years, that's a long time to be playing football, Trent. Like, that's quite an achievement in itself, really, isn't it?
You better make it 20 now. Otherwise, you're worthless.
Okay, are we ready for the next question? Trent, this is for you.
Yeah.
So Stocky has a 6-month-old kitten called Harley, but what type of cat is Harley?
Oh,
come on.
Oh, come on, Trent. You know. You see enough photos of him.
I know, I've been to your house. Pre-lockdown. It was fine.
Pre-lockdown.
In the rules. In the rules.
Okay. Ready? Show me your answers. Bengal, yes.
Yes!
You get a point. It was 1-0 to Trent currently. Stocky, come on.
No. That means I'm losing. I've got to get this one.
Big shout out to Harley though.
So, ready, Trent? Ready, Stock?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so we all kind of joke that Trenta is best friends with Boris. She works in public affairs and communications. But what is Trenta's official job title?
Oh my God, nobody knows that.
Well, I'm sure Trenta will.
She's either
I might know that one.
or she's just a politician.
Politician.
So this all comes from the girls basically saw on my Twitter that Matt Hancock opened our Cambridge office. So we opened a Cambridge office shortly before the first lockdown last year. And then a vicious rumour spread that I spend a lot of time hanging out with Matt Hancock, which is sadly not the case. He's got better things, I think, to be doing with his time than hanging out with me.
Political event. Just her job title is just political events. Not political events manager or nothing, just political events.
Oh, I thought you meant what a job is. Okay, you're a political, what was yours, consultant?
Senior consultant. But yeah, political consultant is bang on what I do. So you were close.
Yeah, but she saw your piece of paper.
I said she's in political events, but she is a political consultant. You can't give me points.
Yeah, but where the... Oh, no, sorry, I'm being strict tonight.
Do you or do you not sort out events?
I do sort out events, that is true.
Bam. That's a point.
But she's not just political events, is she?
She's a political consultant.
It's one element of my job, but...
I actually said she's a political consultant in political events. So I've said both things. That's 2 points at least.
Nah, 0. Soz.
You're killing me.
So,
I mean, what is Harley as a cat? And then I get what's her job role, who no one knows.
I mean, this is the last question for match time, which means Trent can either be 1-0 up or she can finish on a 2-0. Remember, we've got another game coming up in a bit, but so this is kind of, she'll either go really far ahead or not. Are you ready?
Yes.
Trenta, we just mentioned earlier that Stocky owns her own business. going around and like selling coffees and doing her homemade bakes. It's called the Coffee Caddy, but what make is the van?
Oh God.
You got 5 seconds.
Comes to my house every Friday.
Come on, I need an answer now. Need an answer. Have you written it down?
I have, yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Vauxhall.
Trenter, come on, you know better than me.
Oh.
I'm far more upper class than a Vauxhall.
I just thought of a car brand. I don't know cars.
Oh, what's a van? So,
Well, same thing.
okay, so Trenter hasn't ran away with the scoreline. It is still 1-0, so you can still catch up, mate, okay? So, in our football team, and it's not just within our football team as well, it's in friendship groups, you two are mostly associated with your last names. I don't think, with either of you, I don't think I've ever called you Amy, or I don't think I've ever called you Megan. Obviously, on a football pitch and off the pitch, you guys are known as Trenter, Trent, Stocky, Stock. Kind of like, Stocky, we'll start with you. Where did that nickname come from? Was it a family thing, or has it always been like football related?
It kind of started off football related. So when I started playing football, I played for Woodbridge, and there was I think there was 3 Megans in a team, and they said, right, we can't have 3 Megans. You're going to have to go away. And I said, all right, I'll change mine. I'll think of something. And my dad, apparently, when he was younger and played football, was always called Stocky when he played football. I was like, oh yeah, that works. So I kind of like just, Dad was kind of like, we were kind of literally sat there and we're like, right, what could my name be apart from Megan? And we went last name, and then I guess just added a Y on the end just to make it sound a bit better. And it was Dad's name when he was a younger lad playing football. So I kind of, yes, I guess it's kind of gone down the family line, but also it only came about because there was more than one Megan in a team at a time, and they could a lot of Megans on the pitch. So
I mean, I like the fact that it was your dad's nickname playing football as well. So let's hope that when you have kids, Stocky, it'll just be like a line of Stockies basically playing football.
Yeah, I'll make sure boy or girl they carry on, and they're going to be called a mini Stocky.
I mean, and Trent, the same with you. I think if any of us shout Amy, I guess I know it doesn't work for Stocky because I've tried it before. But if I was to shout Amy at you on a football pitch, I don't think you'd even acknowledge the fact that I've said Amy.
No, it wouldn't even click, to be honest. I mean, mine didn't even come from there being more than one Amy on the team. I just think that Trent is, for some reason, a lot better to shout than Amy. So it came about sort of when I was, I think, just now transitioning into kind of senior football, and just, you know, someone called me Trent and it stuck because it's a lot snappier, you know, Trent, you know, kind of switch on, like that kind of thing. It's just far easier than Amy. It just, you know, it just seemed to work. And then I took it with me across to university. All my, you know, uni football mates used to call me Trent, and then it's followed me back to Copplestonians and then across to Needham Market as well. So it's kept with me through my football career for a good 10 years now, and I don't anticipate that it will ever drop, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's the same for both of you. It actually makes my mouth feel weird saying Amy or Megan. Like, it doesn't feel right to me. So I think your football nicknames will stick, and even when we're all old and wrinkly and sitting in nursing homes and stuff, I think I'm going to still shout across, go, Trent, pass me a biscuit, or, you know.
Bring me tea.
So yeah, no, I think
when you talk to our families as well, so my family all still refer to Stocky as Megan, and they'll be like, oh, I saw Megan like drive down the road the other day, and I was like, who?
Who's a friend? Amy, or ever sees Trent, she's like, oh, I saw Amy walking down touchdown. I'm like, Amy, who's Amy? Amy Trenter. And I was like, well, I've never ever called her Amy. I even say to Mum, Trenter. I call her Trenter to Mum, and she still goes, oh no, it's Amy though, isn't it? That's Amy.
You probably don't say those last 2 sentences very often, Freya. You know, Stocky scored today, Trent scored today.
Yeah,
I mean, those aren't popping up in conversation that much.
Trent's head, so that's you know, he scored in the wrong goal probably is more likely.
But the thing is, when either of you score, it creates quite an excitement within the team. I mean, I was looking back, especially for our next game we're about to play in a minute, I was looking back at the photos on our Needham Market Women's Facebook page, and when either Trent, you've scored, or Stocky, you've scored with your head, which is in most cases from a corner or something, the pictures and like celebrations afterwards, I think the girls are more in shock in the fact that you've scored and they're so happy with it. But it was brilliant.
It's like a shock photo, and then they're all like, yes! It's like they're celebrating for us half the time, because they're like, oh my God, this only ever happens like once a season max.
Love it though, and I think that's partly kind of what I'm missing most about returning back, is just the goal celebrations and, you know, getting the team morale back. Because I think you guys, like you've said, you've been lucky enough, and you class yourselves as the lucky ones that you've been working throughout most of the pandemic. How do you think that it's kind of affected the team as a whole? Because with anyone, there's ups and downs with lockdown. You have good days, you have bad days, and not just with Needham in general. Like, Trent, will come to you first. How do you think kind of lockdown has hindered or helped with team morale just within any team?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting question, because as Stocky said, I think at the start of this call, you know, it is just really unprecedented. It's just, you know, none of us have ever lived through anything like this before. None of us have had to kind of deal with this before, and the impacts. And I think sort of right at the beginning of lockdown 1, I think, you know, it was kind of a sense that it wouldn't last as long as it had. And I think for those reasons, I think that, you know, we were all buoyed, and I don't know about you both, you know, you were keeping in touch with everyone on Zoom kind of in every possible moment, doing the Zoom quizzes. And I think as time's kind of gone on, I think it's much harder, because you know, there's frankly there's less things to talk about. You know, you asked me what I've been up to today. I've been fortunate enough, as you say, to work. I've done a full day's work before speaking to you both. I've been for a run to try and keep my fitness up, and then aside from that, you know, it's, you know, the same things. It's either, you know, watching TV, maybe, you know, reading, cooking. You know, you start to kind of lose those kind of touch points. And I think that has had an impact on team morale. But that said, I think, you know, all of us have worked really hard across the club to make sure everyone's doing okay. So while there is perhaps, you know, less we can say, we've been doing our kind of Thursday night, you know, HIIT classes, and thanks to all the girls that have run those, I think they've been absolutely fantastic. And we've done a big range. So whether it's kind of, you know, your traditional HIITs, or whether it's the kind of dance fitness that I know went down really well, that Abby led the other week. So I think those types of things. We've done some quizzes as well. I did a couple across the first lockdown, and Lois did a fantastic one the other week in this lockdown. So I think it is hard, but I think we're doing a really good job of all keeping in touch. And I think that, you know, it's not a challenge that's kind of unique to Needham as a club, or indeed to football. I think that, you know, organisations, you know, are all facing this challenge. You know, how do you keep people connected? How do you make sure everyone's doing all right? And, you know, I think that's something that's got to continue beyond kind of, we're talking about, you know, at the start of this, lifting of lockdown restrictions. You know, no matter what pace they go, I think that, you know, the impact of this in terms of, you know, mental health, team morale, and so on will kind of stretch on. But I'll just kind of round off on this bit before I kind of hand over to Stocky, and just say, you know, I think that it will make us appreciate everything a lot more once we get back to football. I don't know about you both, but, you know, I'm sat here on the edge of my seat waiting for that moment where, you know, we're all in a changing room together. We've got the tunes going, whether or not it's, you know, High School Musical, whatever tends to end up on our pre-match playlist nowadays. And, you know, the process, you know, your match day routines, you know, being, you know, everyone kind of putting on their kit and talking about the game, and then getting out onto the pitch and doing the warm up, and then, you know, thinking about how we can, you know, best approach the game in terms of the opposition that we've got in front of us. And as you say, Freya, the celebrations as well. And I think, you know, we'll have kind of a newfound appreciation for all of those things, just simply because we haven't been able to do it for so long. I mean, I've been playing football 18 or 19 years, depending on whether you believe me or Stocky. And this is probably the longest period I've ever gone without playing, and I think that it will really bring home when we come back, you know, exactly what football does. It's that camaraderie, it's that exercise, it's that routine. It's just you know, it's fantastic, and I think we'll all definitely appreciate it a lot more.
Amazing. Sum that up brilliantly, Trent. She's not giving you a lot left to kind of add on that, Stock, but
not an awful lot. But you know, just to add, like, you know, as Trent has said, I think the first lockdown, I think, I don't know about others, but I personally found the first lockdown was probably easier than this one has been, only because I think no one really knew, like, what was really, how dangerous it was, what was happening. So I think everyone was very cautious, and they were very much like, okay, I need to stay home. And it was a case of everyone, you know, had imagination. For me personally, we'd moved into a house, so it's like, right, okay, I'm gonna paint. I've done a lot of painting, decorating, garden, and we were really fortunate that we had really nice weather as well. So for me, I found the first lockdown a lot easier. I found this one a lot harder. I mean, I think the weather doesn't help for a lot of people, but it's also, before the announcement last night, there was, for a lot of people, I think people felt there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, we don't know when we're getting out of this, and it was, a lot of people are thinking, I don't, like, how long can we just stay enclosed in the same four walls without seeing anyone? I'm fortunate enough that, because I was a family-run business, I get to see my mum every day, which is really lucky. But I was unfortunate enough to lose a family member close to me in lockdown, and that got me the most, because it was kind of like we couldn't meet family. You know, we couldn't just, you know, sometimes in them times you kind of need your family, and you just want to be able to hug them and that. And, you know, even going to the funeral, we all had to be like a distance apart from each other. And it was, you know, things like that. And like other people that have had to go through that as well will understand that that's hard to go through that. But yeah, I definitely think now that the announcement's been made, it's going to help people's, you know, state of mind, everything. Everyone's going to they've got something to look forward to now. They've got a goal, they've got an achievement to feel now. And I think we definitely needed that, because I think a lot of people's mental health, you know, some people will cope with it a hell of a lot better than others. I mean, personally myself, I feel like I can cope with these sort of situations quite well. But there's been days where I've just felt like you can't get that feeling, but it's just like, you don't even want to do anything. Like, you get home from work, I don't even want to cook tonight. Like, the motivation, I've had no motivation the whole of lockdown. And these guys, like, you guys will say that yourselves. Like, when I play football, I love training. I love playing the game. You know, I would go, but because I've had no football and I've had nothing to look forward, I haven't gone out. I haven't been able to do any exercise. And like, it's only been the last couple of weeks where, like, we have done little individual groups, like us guys have done like a little session together where I've gone, right, okay, I can gradually get back into it. Because, I mean, and maybe that's where an area where I'm not mentally, like, I'm dealing with things quite well, but actually motivationally, that's where it's really hindered me, because, and like, my fitness will be affected by that, because, you know, there's just been, when you're stuck in your own four walls, when it's raining outside, and like, for me, when I've been outside all day with my job in crap weather, like, if it's been freezing cold, I've got absolutely rained on and I am soaked through, there is no part of me that is going to turn around and go, oh, I think I'll go out for a run today. So, you know, and hopefully now that the weather is changing, I think, and we've got something to aim for, you know, we're starting training up. So, like, you know, naturally, I think people are going to get a bit more motivation. And, you know, I just think, to be honest, just the sun being out today has helped so many people. And like, I see it on my round, like, a lot of people, and like, funnily enough, a lot of people do happen to open up to me as well. I feel like it's a bit like coffee and counselling sometimes, but it's nice. It's kind of like, you know, and just having sunshine, people are just so much happier. And I think probably because of the announcement as well, you know, you've got the sun was shining today and we've got things to look forward to. And it's like little things like people are like, I just can't wait for the rule of six so I can see all of my family. And it's not just, oh, I can only see one person out of my family. So yeah, I think definitely now that we've got light at the end of the tunnel, I think that's going to help a hell of a lot of people's mental health, motivation, everything.
No, 100%. And I think you're spot on with the whole end goal. I think a lot of people, and I've been keeping in touch with so many different managers across the Suffolk League and the Eastern Region League, and they've all said the same thing. We've not got a deadline, so a lot of players are losing motivation because they're wondering, well, what am I training for if I'm not going to be back for months on end or even this year at all? So I think having the date that we can return, whether we return back to competitive football, because obviously we still don't know what the leagues are doing just yet in our tiers, but at least being able to come back to Bloomfields and just train as a team again, I think even that would like you say, motivate people to start doing their fitness again. So yeah, excellent, awesome work.
Well, I was just going to say, I remember after the first lockdown, and it was in July when we were able to come back to sort of non-contact training at Bloomfields. And I will always remember that session. We were obviously training in groups to kind of keep within the guidelines, but just to see everyone again and to hear football noises, like, the sound of someone rattling a ball off the post, or like seeing people putting out cones, like all of those things. It was just so nice. It was really, really lovely to be back. So I think the first one will have that same kind of feel again, where everyone's just really, really pleased to be there and pleased to be back together.
Okay, so we're going to play a game that I'm actually really proud of. Thought of this earlier. Stocky has a bit of a thing that when she plays football, she likes to shout, "Stocky's ball!" And when I say shout, and Trent will vouch for this, she screams it. And I think it terrifies so many people on the pitch that she actually gets her own way and gets the ball. It's probably where quite a few of your headers, your goals have come from. So we've got a game and it's called Stocky's Ball or Not Stocky's Ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some pictures of Stocky's face, essentially. And you have got to tell me, if it's Stocky's ball, which means she's got direct contact with the ball or is about to have clear direct contact with the ball. Or not Stocky's ball, where the ball's either nowhere near her or there's no contact with the ball. Okay? Is this?
Coming up on the podcast on this video call.
So what did you ever do to Freya to upset her for this to be around?
What did I ever do to the photographer for him to take mugs like that? I mean, every time.
I had this idea of this game whilst going through our pictures, because Stocky, you're just brilliant throughout them. Anyway, Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball? Come on.
And on that note, a big shout out to both Ben Pooley and to Charlie, who take all our photos.
100%.
Thank you very much. Stocky especially wants to send her thank you for these excellent ones.
There are many more. So, round one, Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball?
Stocky's ball.
Stocky's ball?
I'm going to say that's Stocky's ball as well, yeah.
Well done, guys. I've just sent you the full picture. It is Stocky's ball. So Trent, you are on 2 and Stocky, you're on 1. So it's 2-1 at the moment. 2-1.
And how come it's 2-1? Oh yeah, she won on the one last one.
Yeah, I ran on the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Picture number 2, Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball?
Now, I know what the answer's going to be. It's going to be not Stocky's ball, but Stocky did get that ball.
I'm going to say that somewhere in the background of this photo, I'm running over to the ref to say that she doesn't, it's not a yellow card. Because I'm going to say this is Stocky's player and not Stocky's ball.
It looks like I wiped that player out, but I swear to God, I got that ball before I wiped her out.
Well, I'm now about to send you the full picture. Trent, you are in the background of this photo. You do look a little concerned.
Oh, those aren't great facials, but oh no, I think Stocky might be getting the ball in that one.
Stocky got the ball, and I remember Stocky got the ball. So no points that round. It's still 2-1. 2-1.
Right, because I knew I got the ball as well, and I thought you were going to trick me and go, because of the way I'd slid in, I didn't get the ball.
Right, picture number 3. Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball? This is a brilliant photo because Stocky, I'm really not sure what your facial expression is.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where you've got that photo from.
So is this Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball?
I'm going to let Trent answer that one first.
I'm going to say this is Stocky's ball because it looks like you're defending a corner. And normally, you know, I'm banking on you to get those headers in, get the ball away.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say this is a not Stocky ball, and this is just a picture of me probably saying Stocky's ball and being nowhere near it.
okay, so you guys both get 1 point, so we're on 3-2. It wasn't Stocky's ball, it was actually Maria's ball. Maria is doing a fantastic defensive header. So, yep, well done. So it's 3-2 currently. I think this might be the last.
Not 3-2, it's 2-2.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased that I got a point despite getting that one wrong. So let's move swiftly on.
Sorry.
I am competitive. You can't get away with that.
2-2. Okay, so this is
3-2. No, ref's first call. It's 3-2.
VAR. Stocky's calling VAR. Okay,
over to the screen.
The next round, Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball? This is an interesting one as well. I've never seen this photo until I obviously come across it earlier.
Yeah, I have. I'm gonna let Trent answer first.
No, because you didn't answer.
I did the last one. You're gonna do the next one.
Come on.
The thing is Trent answers from me.
Can I just say, Trent is also in the background of this photo, looking very concerned.
I like to think that we are always photographed together.
Anyway, come on, you got 5 seconds, Stocky. Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball?
I'm going to say Stocky's ball.
I'm going to say Stocky's ball too.
See?
0 points. 0 points. It wasn't Stocky's ball. This is actually I think it's Ashley's ball. No, it's Gemma Wessel's ball. Gemma is.
Yeah, that
is. And I did actually. The weird thing is, as I remember this photo, I think I headed it onto Ashley.
That's Gemma. Really that's Gemma, not Ashley.
Yeah. So when I headed it, we both, because it was a corner, I headed it and we both went up with the header and it kind of bounced off of both of our heads.
To be fair, I did question myself because I wouldn't have thought you'd jump like that if you didn't have any contact with it.
I mean, that ball looks like it's nowhere near me. I don't think I'll be jumping.
You know what? I will change. I'll change it then. You'll get a point each. 3-3. 3-3.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's definitely a corner based on where I'm stood as well. I like to, lurk around the edge of the box, so that would make sense. This
is the last picture. So it's tiebreaker. It's currently 3-3. I want you to order. I don't know what you're ordering. I want you to say your answers at the same time, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I want you to do this for Stocky's ball or this for not Stocky's ball. Okay? Because this is the tiebreaker.
Ready.
Are we ready? Sent. So you should just get the picture up now. Very model-like there, Stocky. You're looking beautiful.
All of them are very model-like, aren't they, Freya? No mugs in there.
These aren't on your Insta, Stocky. They're not all over your social media.
I don't know why it's got people wrapping me up for modelling contracts.
So remember, it doesn't have to be a header or anything like that. The ball just has to have some sort of contact with you, or it has to be seen to be have had contact with you within that photo. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to answer with your thumbs up or thumbs down. Is it Stocky's ball or not Stocky's ball? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, split.
I have just sent you the answer. Is Stocky's ball, which means Trent. So by the end of the podcast, Trent has actually won. It is 4-3. It was a close call. It was a lot closer than Nicola's and Lois' game. So well done, guys. But it has been an absolute pleasure to have you both on here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your faces again in person when we can return to football. But no, awesome work. Stay safe, guys, and hopefully see you guys soon.
Thanks for having us, Frey.
See you later. Bye.